everyone. I wanted this video to go up on a Sunday because it's definitely a Sunday kind of video. Although maybe it should go up on a Saturday to prepare for Sunday. We'll see. Anyways, filming this on a Sunday, it's going to be my sort of Sunday routine. I'm just having breakfast at the moment. Having breakfast in the office because I need to get stuff done. And I know that if I go and watch something on the couch, I will just end up there for hours. So you're going to be seeing in this video my Sunday routine, my weekly reset as part of the sort of getting things done methodology, how I reset for the week and get set up for the week ahead, which is something that is pretty new. It's even like this week will be my first real week doing the process. And the reason that I'm doing it is because it's something I used to do a lot better as well. But since my workload has just been like skyrocketing with everything that's going on, I've just been really bad for it because I feel like I should take Sunday as a full day of rest. But instead what it ends up being is a full day of dread. And I feel I spend the entirety of Sunday every week just feeling so anxious. So anxious. And it's like, I can only describe it as I was watching The Holiday the other day with Cameron Diaz in it. Her character like constantly is just like doing like this and she just looks so stressed, and like when I see her do that I'm literally like and that's just how I feel at the moment. So trying to work on that, do a bit of work on ourselves. So I have a list of things that I want to do today to set me up well for the week and hopefully have me feeling less anxious. But for the moment I'm gonna have my breakfast and I'm gonna watch a bit of Vlogmas because, you know, gotta catch up with everybody and see what is going on. I love this time of year for content, like, because you definitely are a bit more free and there's just so much content to consume, which is maybe bad for people like me who will just distract themselves all day and just be watching stuff feeling stressed all day. Probably bad for that, but otherwise pretty good. So the first thing that I just did, and then I promise I'm gonna change so that you don't have to deal with this for much longer. The first thing that I did was, The first thing that I did was a guided mind sweep. And that's basically where you try to just get all of the things that are on your mind off of your mind. It can be something that takes a bit of getting used to, and the more you do it, the easier it'll become and the less you'll have over time if you're just keeping track of your tasks better. So this is part of the Getting Things Done methodology. There's a podcast called Getting Things Done, and I listen to that on Spotify pretty regularly, and one of the early episodes is a guided mind sweep. So I'm actually just going to go and add that podcast episode into my Getting Things Done mind sweep template because it's so helpful. And I find there is one in the actual book itself, and I listen to the book on Audible, but I like the podcast version better. It works better for me. So I did the mind sweep and I got 41 tasks that were on my mind and not tracked. And again, like, it's not something I'm doing regularly enough, and it's something that I'm now going to be doing at least once a week to just make sure that I'm getting all this stuff out. And actually I just want to check my notes because I know sometimes I'm good for when I'm out and about and something comes into my mind, I will write things down. Okay, jokes. I have 45 things on the list. It's not too bad. The first time I did this, I think I ended up with like 250 things after just, 10-minute mind sweep, about 250 things. And that was a time when I was feeling so overwhelmed with the stuff that was constantly on my mind. I literally couldn't just go and do something without feeling things coming up and just being really stressed. So I do find even just doing that has already relieved some of my anxiety for today, which is nice already. And so yeah, I do have that as part of the Notion template. I'll just include a little clip of it here. Remember, Ciara, include a clip here so that you can see. The first thing that I have to do is just get all of the tasks out, and I put them into no status. So then you divide them up. So basically if it's a 2-minute thing, then just go and do it. Otherwise, you'll defer it and put it into one of the contexts. So that could be phone calls, For me, I have things like filming content because that's a context to me. Once I'm sitting down and filming, it's easier to just do more. You know, being, let's say, in this house versus in my family home, if there's stuff I need to do there, like printing things. Then I have like someday maybe list, which is for stuff that I want to do at some point, but I'm not saying that this is a task I'm going to be doing now. And rather than keeping that in your task list and just sort of getting confused, it's better to try to pop those into a someday maybe list. So for example, I have things like piano because I would like to get back into playing piano, but it's not something I want to do right now. And then if there's any tasks that you can delegate, so it's probably not super likely with PhD work that you have stuff that you're going to be delegating to other people. Whereas in my drama school work, there's, 8 or 9 employees that I can delegate work to. So I'll often be doing that. And so I just keep a list called waiting for, which is where I have anything that is delegated to somebody else. Or if I have a task, let's say I've completed something, let's say waiting for them to get back to me, that all goes into the waiting for list. And that means that each week I can just review that and see, is there anything that I'm still waiting for there? So I've got only one thing on my waiting for, which actually I'm not waiting for, and I need to move back to, well no, I can keep it on waiting for. I am still waiting for that. And I also have a read and review column, which is for anything that I'm looking to read or review. So right now I'm just going to go and organize all those tasks into the different contexts. And if there's anything that is more of a project, so I might need to add to my projects list. Basically anything that requires more than one step according to the getting things done method is a project. So there'll be some things on here that are projects and some things that are more tasks. For example, I've got a grading assignment down here that is more of a task. It's not going to be a huge back and forth. Whereas I have Christmas presents down on this list, and this is something like I need to research what Christmas presents people want and what Christmas presents I've thought of for people, or what Christmas presents I might need to think for people. So I need to do the research, I need to get the presents, I need to make sure they arrive, I need to wrap the presents. So that's like a whole thing, and that's going to go on to my projects list. But the first task, which will be like research and development Christmas presents, will go into the task list. So that is, I'm just right now going to organize all of these 45 items into the different places and see if any of them need to become projects. Sorry, I'm exhausted because I've just been talking to the camera for ages and now I'm going to do it some more. I've just done all of my planning for the month and for the week, and that has definitely quelled a lot of my anxiety, which is amazing. I did film the process of my monthly planning and my weekly planning because there was just a lot in that. Obviously this can't all go into the same video, so I did film separate videos and I'll have those linked down below. But now it's time for me to move on to doing some other things as part of the weekly reset. So the first thing that I have to do is not part of the weekly reset is that I do need to edit and upload that monthly planning video. So I just need to go ahead and do that. Not really showing the editing process just because it isn't really part of my weekly reset. Although I suppose it is part of my Sunday routine, since I do tend to film and edit and upload on Sundays anyways. But yeah, so that is exporting now, and just once it's exported, I'm going to go ahead and just get it uploaded straight away. Basically, I just want to make a list right now of stuff that I want to get in the grocery store because I'm going to be doing some meal prepping. So what I've already done, thankfully, I'm really thankful to my previous self right now because I want to do meal prepping and I want to try and start eating more the right foods for the right times of the month based on my menstrual cycle. So for that I need to know what foods to make, and thankfully my future self has already done this for me. So the main things that I should be trying to pick up are things like red lentils, and actually I have red lentil pasta, so that is going to be my main carbohydrate I think for meal prep. I'm just going to make probably like a big pasta, maybe like a pesto pasta with like chicken and veg or something like that. I don't do it like 100%, you know, I just try to do like the main things. So I think the main things that I want to pick up will be some eggplant, peppers, maybe some tuna, definitely want some pesto, corn because I'm going to make some corn soup, coconut milk, and then I just need to decide what we're going to have for dinner as well. Although I suppose I can decide that later. Okay, and asparagus. Okay, so I'm just going to make a really quick grocery list. Where are we at? It is midday. My video is uploading, which means, let's see how long is it going to take. It's like 20 gigabytes. It says 45 minutes left and I just started it, so that's pretty good. I have to say the Wi-Fi that we got here is pretty solid. It is expensive. We got the highest Wi-Fi we could have gotten, mainly because I knew that, you know, obviously with uploading and stuff, we really needed good Wi-Fi, especially for Vlogmas. It would have been a disaster. So it'll probably be up at like 1 and then it'll probably take another hour to process. So probably at like 2, it'll be ready. I probably won't have all the thumbnail and stuff ready by then. So it's probably more like 3 that we will have it uploaded. So that's fine. We'll leave her there for a while. So now gonna do a quick tidy and then gonna get ready to leave to go grocery shopping. So here's the thing. We like are still in the process of moving. So we have literally like 1 pot, 1 pan and 1 tray and like basically nowhere to store all of the stuff that I'm going to do for meal prep, which is a bit of a disaster. But look, I'm just going to go for it, hope for the best. My plan is to make some soup like for now and then make everything else and like just try and store all of it in like one big thing. Okay, so jokes, I'm definitely not gonna make soup because we don't have a blender or a hand blender. I really didn't think this through. I didn't do a huge meal prep because I realized we just did not have these supplies. But the main thing is my lunch is ready to go for the week. That's going to help me out a huge amount during the week. And the next thing I'm doing is just going back and getting my video ready. So it's all uploaded, but I need to do the thumbnail. I need to like just do all of the sort of description and all of that. So I'm just going to do that now and probably aim to get it up for around 2:30. I'm just doing a little bit of a tidy up of our space. Lol at me in the background there. And then I'm also planning out my outfits for the week. So this is something that I think will really just save me some time. I feel like I often just get random outfit anxiety, so I'm just gonna plan out my outfits for the week while I'm here and like actually get them all organized with like underwear and socks and tights and all of that stuff so that they're just ready for Monday to Friday. I'm gonna take a little break because I'm tired and I have a cramp and I think I just need some like tea. So I'm gonna take a little break. Then I'm just gonna go through my checklist to see what do I actually have to do still. So I have my kettle boiling. Sorry, you can hear that. Let's see, on my weekly reset checklist, I went grocery shopping. I did a mind sweep this morning. I reviewed my someday maybe list. I planned for the week. I tidied. Haven't cleaned. Like I cleaned the kitchen, but I haven't like cleaned. Like I haven't done like hoovering or anything like that. Reflect on the week. I don't want to do that this week just because I'm only just getting started with this and I want to review this coming week really. I did my meal prep, I cleaned out the fridge, I collect all of our receipts and papers and finances and stuff and just put them all in the right place. I haven't done any self-care, so I did eat healthy and I picked out my outfits for the week. Okay, so I just need to clean and do the self-care, but like that's easy. And then I also have to make dinner, but that's not like weekly reset stuff, that's just thing. Okay, so that's pretty much it. I will insert some clips if I do end up actually cleaning. We'll see about that. If not, I think that's going to be it. The other thing that I was meant to do, which I just didn't have in the thing for this week, but I will be doing in future weeks just because I know I have a lot of admin this week that I need to get through before I can really do a proper reset. So the other thing that I should be doing on this day as well is just getting myself organized in terms of like clearing out email inboxes and all of that. I may end up doing some of that this afternoon. I may not. We will see. But I think this is a pretty good start to the weekly reset. And it's definitely made me feel good. I definitely don't have any of that anxiety that I had this morning. So that's great. Love that for me. I feel like I've set myself up pretty well for the week and I sort of have a good sense of how the week is going to go based on my planning that I've done and the tasks I need to do. And the meal prepping I think will help. So I think all things considered, it's going good.